Welcome back to Sports for Casuals. On today's episode, we're going to go over some of my NBA picks for this upcoming season. We are going to talk some futures bets for that. We are also going to go over this college football slate for this upcoming weekend. We're going to recap college football from this past week. We also are going to recap some NFL, go over a few NFL matchups. I don't really love the NFL slate this weekend, so not too much gambling, but we will talk some matchups. And of course, we have our favorite segment of the day, Dogs of the Day. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. And if you guys are new here, make sure to click that subscribe button. It'd be much appreciated. But let's get into the show right now. So starting off with my NBA futures bets, man. NBA is starting. It actually started tonight. I'm filming this on Tuesday night. I watched the Warriors beat the Lakers, or they were beating them with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So if they lost, that'd be a crazy collapse. And I watched that crazy throw between OKC and Houston, two teams that are looking to make a championship push this year. Can OKC go back-to-back, and can Houston go and win an NBA championship for the first time, I think, since, 1995? So, looking at that, you look at all these great stuff in the NBA this year. You see a bunch of different teams. You see the East is wide open, man, with the injuries. Jason Tatum, Therese Halliburton, two of those juggernauts. I mean, the Pacers, who went to the finals, and the Celtics, who won the finals 2 years ago, are seemingly down. So it opens the door for the New York Knicks with all the spending that they have and their superstar player in Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, the unit that they built over there. It also leaves it open for Cleveland, a team that was the best team in the East last year but just failed and faltered in the playoffs. And then some young teams like the Orlando Magic that Paolo Banchero, year 4, Franz Wagner, year 5, adding a three-point shooter like Desmond Bane to fix their problems. And then you also have the Atlanta Hawks, who made a ton of acquisitions. Don't forget about Cade and the Pistons. The East is going to be really crazy this year. Then there's obviously the Wild Wild West. Wemby, Jokic, Shea, KD, Curry, LeBron, Luka, all those guys. And I know I missed a few right there. I'm sorry, guys. Kawhi. We know what's going on there. It's going to be a crazy NBA season. And I'm going to give you guys some picks here. So, as you guys see, I wrote down notes today. And our first one is going to be the Magic over. I'm a little biased. I'm a homer here, so I like the Magic over 51.5 wins this season. I think the East is wide open. But I think this Magic core, which doesn't lose when all of these guys play together. You have Jalen Suggs coming back from a knee surgery. Their best players only played 100 minutes this year, last year. So on the court at the same time. So you look at that. You're getting Paolo, Franz, Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, a core 4 of very elite players. If Jalen Suggs plays, it's going to be a top 3 defense in the NBA. His impact alone is just insurmountable. Then you also have Desmond Bane coming in, who's also a solid perimeter defender. You have Wendell Carter, who can switch 1 through 5. The defense is there. The defense is going to be elite. Coach Mose has a great defensive system. The question is, will they be able to shoot? That is really what hindered their development and hindered them at a first-round exit. They have not been able to shoot the 3 ball. They've had opportunities. Teams can just play zones and focus on Paulo and Franz, and it just kills them. Can Anthony Black develop as a 3-point shooter? Can Desmond Bane keep his 3-point shooter that he's had? Can Jalen Suggs go back to 2 years ago? Can Franz go back to his sophomore year where he was shooting great? Can Paulo get his 3-point percentage up? That is the question. These guys can shoot a team average of 37, 38%, maybe 40% on there. This team is going to be elite. This team already has the defense, but they need the score. They need the higher pace. This isn't the 90s anymore. They need to go with the times. I love the Magic over 51.5 wins. The schedule should be favorable. They avoid the West. I don't see them losing much in the East. So give me the Magic over 51.5 wins. Now, another win total, we're only doing 2 of these, is going to be the Pelicans over 32.5 wins. I'm pretty sure that's the line. Love this line. The Pelicans went all in. They went ballsy, and they traded their first-round pick for next year to go get Derek Queen. So they obviously love him. They have talent. The talent isn't the question. They get Jordan Poole. They have Zion Williamson. They have those 2 guys. DeJounte Murray's coming back. You have Messi. You have all these guys. And I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting about more guys too. Trey Murphy, Herbert Jones. You have all these guys. The question is, can they stay healthy? This is a very good basketball team. With Zion, they should win a good amount of games. Zion looks healthy. He looks ready to play. So give me the Pelicans over 32.5 wins. Now, we're going to do some awards. Some awards here. Obviously, Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year. I feel like that's locked up. I don't even need to say that. If he plays decent, he's going to win it. But now, real awards. MVP. I have 3 guys. 3 MVP bets I love. First, we're going to go with the most likely Anthony Edwards. It's his year to do it. It's his year to lead his team to the finals. I think it can happen. I think he's going to have a big step this year. Anthony Edwards to win MVP. Great value there. Now, 2 more guys. Cade Cunningham. Love Cade Cunningham here. If he can lead the Detroit Pistons to where they are destined to go to, I mean, with the numbers he puts up, there's no telling it. Like, I mean, his ceiling is all the way up here. He could be a guy that's a first-team All-NBA this season. He has so much ability. He's only getting better, and he's just going to keep getting better and better with time. So I like Cade Cunningham over. I mean, not over, but I like him to win MVP. So, last one is going to be Paolo Banchero. Like I said, the Magic have a chance of winning the NBA Finals, winning the East, and if that happens, I think Paolo should be in prime position. He's a guy that's going to average 27, 28 points per game this season, along with about 8 or 9 rebounds. I think his assist numbers are going to go up. There is times last season where guys, wide open, Paolo would kick it to him. He has a ton of potential assists left out there for him. He's a guy that could be a triple-double walk-in. So keep that in mind. I like Paolo over, or not over. I like him to win MVP, guys. I'm so used to saying overs and unders when I talk about these future bets. All right. Enough with the players specific. We are going to go to teams. I mean, we already did teams win totals, but no awards. It is now winners of the NBA Finals and winning the East and the West. So first, I like Minnesota to win the West. I think that is a very good bet. I think they have very good value there. So I like that. I also like the Nuggets and the Clippers. I think those two teams have potential to win the West. And then in the East, I love the Pistons. I love the Magic. And I love the Knicks to win the East. I know it's the chalk, but I think the Magic are the best value there. I think they're the best value on the board. A core that is young and hungry, that has all-star potential written all over it. They could potentially have 3 all-stars this year. Love the Magic here to win the East. That's my favorite bet. And if I had to give a finals prediction, my bet would probably be the Orlando Magic versus the Houston Rockets. I think the Rockets are only going to get better with time. I think that OKC is going to falter. They are probably the best team in the NBA, but I just don't know if they can consistently do this again. There's a reason we haven't had a repeat champion in forever, but they are a very, very good team. And on any given night, Shea's going to give you 40. Chet's looking like he's going to be great, and J-Dub isn't even back yet. Like OKC, but I feel like if I was going to go with value here, I would take the Timberwolves, or I'd take the Rockets to win the West, and then the Magic to win the East. I think the Magic have a very good chance of winning the East. So that is going to be my NBA futures bet, guys. That's what I'm going to roll for my NBA futures. But now, you guys know what the main attraction is on the sports. We are going to talk ball. We're going to talk some NFL football here. Or no, college football first. We always talk about Saturdays before Sundays. Can't count your eggs before they hatch. We got to talk about the day before. So let's talk some college football from last weekend. We got to talk some college football here. So, you know, I didn't really post too much. I mean, if you came from my TikTok, I was on a cruise this weekend, so fortunately I didn't get to watch ball all day on Saturday. Kind of killed my vibe. I got to see the second half of Vanderbilt LSU. I got to see the second half of Michigan Washington. I got to see the second half of some of the other games like Alabama Tennessee, Auburn Mizzou. Actually, I was playing blackjack, and I did get to watch Auburn Mizzou, kind of like half-half, but I didn't really get to give it my full attention. I got to watch the Miami Hurricanes lose to Louisville, so let's talk about that really quick. As a Hurricanes fan, that one hurt. It definitely does hurt as a 2-touchdown favorite to lose. Mario Cristobal has the most double-digit favorite losses straight up in the last 2 seasons, him and Kalen DeBoer. And the thing with Mario is, it just, I don't know. I don't know who to put the game on because obviously Carson Beck, I mean, the Canes did not come out ready to play. They just played very passive. They made a lot of mistakes. And still, they're such a talented team that it was only a 3-point game. A very talented Louisville squad that should have been ranked. I mean, they outgained Virginia by 200 yards and lost in overtime. That should be an undefeated football team right now that is ranked in the top 10 of the country, in my opinion. But, unfortunately, stuff happens, man. The Hurricanes are so talented that it was a 3-point game. And this isn't coping, but, you know, Carson Beck. All we heard of this offseason was Carson Beck's going to happen, Carson Beck's going to happen. And we finally got that experience as a Miami Hurricanes fan. 4 interceptions. Could have been 5. But the way I look at the game is simple, man. I mean, the Hurricanes have been kind of forcing this one-dimensional approach of Malachi Toney or nothing. It's like if nothing's working, he's the guy that's going to get the ball. And it works. It works. You know, the Hurricanes were in field goal range. They were in field goal range with, 30 seconds left in the game. And, you know, stuff happens there. But it just seems like there needs to be something else this offensive attack because teams are starting to just load the box and saying, Carson Beck, beat us. Beat us. If you can beat us, beat us. And teams are starting to take that gamble. And against FSU, it worked. But, you know, teams are just not respecting this Miami Hurricanes passing game. And they are just, the Hurricanes are trying to gash it, and they just haven't been able to gash because teams respected it teams didn't respect the run in weeks 1 and 3. They were able to gash Notre Dame because Notre Dame didn't play the run. They were able to gash Bethune Cookman because of a talent advantage. They were able to gash USF because of talent advantage. But when you start to play these ACC games on these short weeks where these teams, the Hurricanes played their big games for the year. They played their Notre Dame. They played their USF, who's ranked. They played their FSU, their big rival. They played the Gators, which is the other rival. They played the rivals. So, what's the get up for Louisville on a Friday night? What's the get up for 5-1 Louisville on a Friday night? They're double-digit underdogs. They probably think they could walk in there and win. And guess what? That Louisville squad was not letting that happen. And Chris Bell played a hell of a game. And the Hurricanes got caught sleeping. As simple as that. They still control their own destiny. I would not panic. They are still a good football team. I expect them to come out this weekend very fast. And we'll see if it wakes them up. I mean, Hurricanes in the past just lost. Their season was over after this. So we'll see if this is a different Miami. Is the U back? This is really a testament to that. If the Hurricanes are back, they are going to win out, and they are going to put their name, they're going to put their name in the college football playoff. Even if they don't win the playoffs, or if they don't win the ACC championship, they're going to go out there and they're going to win their controllable destiny, and they're going to make the playoffs. That's if the U is back. But if they go out there and drop a game to SMU or Syracuse or Pitt at the end of the season, well, no, it's the same old Hurricanes, and that's just as simple as that. So the Hurricanes got upset. They got caught sleeping, and that's that with the Hurricanes. The loss, I don't know to put it on. It was just a factor of caught sleeping. You can't spot a team 14 points at 4 turnovers and expect to win. Simple as that. That's just basic football knowledge. So credit to Louisville. Jeff Braun put up a hell of a game plan, switching up his offense. They had time to do it, and they deserve to win, man. They deserve to be ranked, and they deserve to be leading that ACC race. So shout out to them because they put together a heck of a game. Now, from that, obviously, we saw Florida State losing to Stanford. Kind of a big upset, but not really. The biggest upset of the week, point spread-wise, was Memphis losing to University of the Blazers, right? They're not University of Alabama. I don't know what they are, but they lost. The Blazers beat Memphis, who could have hosted College Game Day this week. USF ranked versus Memphis ranked would have been a very big game in the Group of 5, Group of 6 power scheme. But nope, they lost. USF is 5.5-point favorites this week, and we'll talk about that more in a second. Now, LSU Vanderbilt. From what I've seen, LSU cannot stop running quarterbacks. They cannot stop running quarterbacks, and Diego Pavia had his way. They were not able to stop him. Wet weeks of being out did not help them. LSU's offense was actually able to get going a little more than usual. They made some big-time plays they haven't made this year, but now their season is on the line this upcoming week versus A&M. We'll talk about A&M here in a second, but this is going to be a very, very big week for Brian Kelly. That's all I got to say before we talk about that matchup. Now, any other matchups I am really missing out on? Obviously, the third Saturday in October, Tennessee, Alabama. We saw what happened. Tennessee had chances to keep within this game, but Alabama made the big plays when it mattered, and that's how the game goes. Momentum plays, momentum shifting plays, the big plays, especially in these close SEC matchups. That's how you win games, and Alabama won. They played a heck of a game, and Alabama, man, ever since that FSU loss, has just looked completely undeniable. They are a good football team, so shout out to Alabama because they have definitely proved themselves as not frauds. Okay. Holy War, I didn't even get to watch a snap of him. Very disappointed, but I got that one right. Defense played great. BYU's offense was able to just do enough to get the W. Shout out to BYU, shout out to Bear, but now they have a tough matchup in Iowa State. All right, so really, if I missed out on a matchup, I really am sorry, but we are going to go into the we're now in week 9 picks, so we're going to go over some week 9 picks. I have about 8 picks here, 7 picks here. We're going to go over those. I think we definitely went positive this last week. I definitely made money. So we are going to go and we're going to do some more picks here. And we're going to talk about some matchups. First game that we're talking about is USF and Memphis. So, first of all, Memphis doesn't have a defense. Swiss cheese defense. USF, obviously, I love their defense. I love what they've done. They're averaging like 50 points per game versus a group of 6 teams. Obviously, from the way you guys, I'm talking, you guys can tell I'm taking USF. Took them in a lot of games this year. I took them against Florida. I took them 18.5. They went outright. Did take them against Miami. They lost. They got blown out. Miami covered there. Took them again versus North Texas. But now, this is it. USF wins this, and they are just controlling their destiny, in my opinion. They control their destiny. I think that they are the group of 6 playoff team at this point if they win this game. But if they falter, they open a whole different door for some of these other teams. So the question is, will they falter? I have to take USF here. I think that USF is just this group of 6, group of 5, I don't even know how many, team of destiny. They are just the team of destiny here. They are so much fun to watch. They have a fast offense. They should be able to outpace this team, and they should be able to rely on their defense. I like their defense. I think that their defense is absolutely fantastic. They make big-time plays. We saw against North Texas. They eliminated a high-power offense like that. So come on, guys. Come on. We're going with the better defense. We're going with the better offense. We're going with the better coach, Alex Golesh. Give me the Bulls minus 5.5, baby. Let's go. Now, moving on from the USF Bulls, we are going to talk some Oklahoma Sooners versus Ole Miss. So this game is very, very weird to me. When I first looked, I liked Ole Miss with the points. They are on the road. I get that, but I don't know, man. Oklahoma's defense is legit as they come. I think that they should be able to suffocate Ole Miss. Obviously, we've seen from the past we've seen these past couple weeks. My bad, guys. That Georgia's defense is not the Georgia's defense that we once knew. They're not having, the whole Eagles defense out there, guys. They don't have the defense that they once had. So I can't really evaluate what teams have done against Georgia. I just can't. We've seen Ole Miss score about 28 against LSU. They are a good unit, but Oklahoma's defense is legit. One of the best defensive lines in the country. Venables runs a great defense. I think they'll be able to limit this Ole Miss offense. I don't see Ole Miss's defense stopping John Mateer. I think that John Mateer is going to get back into it this week. He has struggled a little from coming back, but he's going to get going, guys, and he is going to say, hey, y'all forgot about me, but I'm back. Give me Oklahoma minus 4.5 here. We're rolling with the favorites here. 3 favorites so far. And now we're going to go with another favorite. Vanderbilt over Mizzou. Biggest game, in my opinion, in Vanderbilt in a while. Because Vanderbilt has all this momentum rolling. They're rolling. They just took down a top 10 team. They are a top 10 team in the country. Who would have thought Diego Pavia 2 years ago? If you told me Vanderbilt would be a top 10 team in the country, I'd say, what kind of meth are you smoking? But they believe every single week that they're going to win. They say it. They say, we're 12-0, we're 11-1, we're going to win the national championship, and they speak it into existence, and they have a team. Defensively, their defense is solid, but their offense just keeps the ball rolling. They have a lot of big playmakers here, and I know a lot of people are taking Vanderbilt to win this week, but Mizzou to win this week. I just can't do it. Got to roll Pavia at home. Game day is going to be there. Probably the hypest Vanderbilt has ever been. Give me Vandy, man. Give me Vandy. They just have it. I don't know how to explain what it is, but they just have that moxie, man. They just have it. I can't bet against that. It's just something in college football, man. It's like Arizona State last year with Cam Scatteraboo. It's like they're beating teams, and this team is just came out of nowhere. They're third lowest odds to win the Big 12 last year, and it's like you see this team coming up in a cup. You see Jordan Tyson. You see Sam Levitt. You see Cam Scatteraboo, and you're like, damn, these guys are cool. That's how I feel about Vanderbilt, man. They have the momentum. They played a very good game against Alabama. Obviously, they made too many mistakes with turnovers in the red zone, or that game could be talked about differently. That's their one loss this season. Come on, guys. Come on. Mizzou's going on the road to a hostile Vanderbilt. Give me Vandy, man. Give me the Commodores. Come on, baby. Let's go Pavia. So now we have took 4 favorites. So you guys are probably already calling me chalk. You're probably saying, oh, this guy's chalk. He's blah, blah, blah. We're back. The Cougars, the Mormons, I know you guys love me. I love you guys too. Love all my religious brothers. We're taking BYU plus 3.5 here. We're taking the Super Soakers. Come on, baby. On the road, I know Matt Campbell led teams. Crazy. Iowa State's obviously giving up 3.5 points, has to cover 3.5 points for a reason. Defense travels. Bear Bob Meyer is just undeniable, man. He is just a winner. He is a winner. And when you get 3.5 points with a team like BYU, you got to ride with it, man. You got to ride with it. This is a good quality football team. Iowa State, I don't care they're coming off back-to-back losses. They are not that team. They are just not that team. Give me the Cougars, man. I love the Cougars. I love Cougars. If you're an older woman, I'm single, but in reality, I love the BYU Cougars. They're a fun football team to watch. They have a ton of talent everywhere. Defensively sound, they're everywhere. All 11 hats are at the football at all times. Offensively, they have a great running back in LT Martin. They have some big playmakers on the outside. They have Bear Baumeier, who's literally Jalen Hurts. So, have all that. I like BYU here. Give me the Cougars plus 3.5. Now, we only have a couple games left. Mississippi State versus Texas. Texas played an overtime game versus Kentucky last week on the road, and now they're going and defending home turf. They're defending home turf. I'm pretty sure they're defending home turf. If I'm wrong, it is what it is, but it doesn't matter. Mississippi State's one of the best teams against the spread in the country this year. They've kept a lot of games close. They should have won last week as a 10-point underdog. They should have beat Florida. Crucial mistakes cost them. Fumbled in the red zone, throwing a pick when they're in field goal range for some odd reason. That was just idiotic. And Texas, just the offense. I cannot bet on the offense. That offense is just hideous. Arch Manning is not it. This could be a tune-up game for Texas. This could be a trap. But I love Mississippi State in the spot. They kept it close against that Florida Gators team. On the road, that's a very tough place to play. Swamp is buzzing. So give me Mississippi State plus 7.5. Love the hook. I think they can keep it within 7. I could see this team as a potential backdoor cover team. Love Mississippi State in the spot. Give me Mississippi State, baby. All right. Last college game of the week. It's pretty much like an SEC show this week. Jeez, there's not too many big matchups in the ACC and Big 12, obviously. From what I've seen. So, Big 10, obviously. We get some big matchups coming up soon. But, we're looking. LSU, Texas A&M. When a team gets desperate, they claw. They claw. And I'm starting to get that feeling about LSU. Brian Kelly. People are saying that his job. He could be on a hot seat. They have not seen the amount of success that they want to see with him. From what I'm hearing, that's crazy. And Texas A&M's off this magical start, best start that they've had in a while. Everything's going right for them with them. They've had some close games, but they've pulled it out. And now, bad LSU's coming to town. LSU that just lost to Vanderbilt on the road and just lost to who? Who did they lose to? They lost to Ole Miss. Another road game for LSU. They are currently, if my math is mathin', let's do some math really quick. Let's check out what is LSU's point spread here. I read it down, but let's see if this is a real point spread. 2.5 points. It was 4.5 2 days ago, which means that they have bet it down, and the line keeps going down. And we're going to go with 1. I hate not having the hook. Hate not having it, but I'm buying LSU plus 3.5. I'm going to buy the point, and we are going to take LSU plus 3.5 here on the road. The defense will keep them in the game. I know they've struggled versus running quarterbacks, but I think Whit Weeks will be back, man. I think that this team has their backs against the wall. I think Garrett Nussmeier is finally getting healthy. He looked very, very poised last week. They should be able to protect him. They should be able to make some big-time plays. And, A&M is, they're going on the road. They're going on the road to Death Valley. You guys know that LSU doesn't lose at night. They don't lose at night. Give me the 3.5 here at Death Valley. That place is going to be rocking. Night game. It's just A&M doesn't know it's about to hit them. I love LSU in the spot. Give me them plus the 3.5 points and just don't look, don't blink, don't hesitate. Just say, damn, why didn't I listen to you sooner? That's what we're going to do here. I'm very, very, very confident in LSU plus 3.5 this week because that home field's going to be rocking. They have the defense to keep them in there. Marcel Reed's not going to hit them. Give me LSU plus 3.5. All right. So, be it with the college football. That's really all I got to talk about there. Now, we're going to go to some NFL. Literally, this NFL slate, I looked at it. There are so many touchdown favorites this week that, being truthfully honest with you, I don't really want to talk about. I just don't really want to talk about touchdown favorites. I have 2 games. Literally two games here. 3 games that we're going to talk about here. Sorry, it's not the all-inclusive NFL week, but we should recap first because we forgot to recap. So let's recap. So, starting with the NFL, probably the craziest game, Bo Nix. What a fourth quarter performance. Jackson Dart gets a chance to go down and lead the game winning drive. He does with a lot of iffy penalties, but they get the lead, and then Bo Nix delivers. And one of the best fourth quarter performances I've seen in a while. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson get in Twitter. Who doesn't love the National Football League, man? Bo Nix is a gamer. Jackson Dart's a gamer. Jackson, it's crazy to think about. I know they lost, but Jackson Dart has completely gave the city of New York energy that they've just needed. This guy came in and just lit it up. I don't really care about his record. I know he's 2-2 as a starter. That is still very good. He's playing good teams. They have a gauntlet of a schedule this year. They should be a team that, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but they are definitely a team that has promise for next year. And, once they get everyone healthy, Malik Neighbors, they're going to add a receiver at the deadline. this is a very scary team brewing in New York, so we got to give credit to that. Now, a team that is dear in my heart, we just have to talk about it. I mean, it's the Miami Dolphins, man. It just makes me sad. Makes me sad. The Miami Dolphins are so dysfunctional. If you told me that 2 years ago when the Dolphins was an up-and-coming team with all this young talent, that they would be the laughingstock of the NFL, their coach getting made fun of every week, Tua getting made fun of every week, I would have told you were on drugs. But now, my nightmares are my reality, and the Miami Dolphins are one of the worst teams in the National Football League. Happened really without a blink. It just kind of happened, and it sucked because the Miami Dolphins were this fun team that had all this firepower, and they had the pizzazz, and they had this and that. They had all the fancy toys, but the toys just kind of ran its course, and now they're stuck with, when you go through your closet and you see your old toys, and you're like, oh, I used to play with those. They got like a 90s broken down tow truck Hot Wheel in there, and it's just, you don't like it anymore. And it's just sad to see because everything within the Miami Dolphins is starting to implode here. It's starting to blow up, and the Miami Dolphins, before you know it, it's just going to be a very different team down in South Beach or Miami Gardens. So that is definitely sad. The Browns' defense is legit. Dylan Gabriel's playing mistake-free, and if Dylan Gabriel can play mistake-free like that, this team will win games. The Browns will win games. They completely dominated the Miami Dolphins. They have potential to win games. They were play away from beating the Minnesota Vikings. They have been in games this year. They're a very tough football team. Gotta give credit to the Cleveland Browns because they played a heck of a game. Now, the Bears are on a 4-game win streak. We'll go over that really quick. The Bears have some pizzazz. Ben Johnson just has fire. And, you can tell when a coach has it, and Ben Johnson has it. We know it from last year. He's a guy that's completely turning around the culture in Chicago. Caleb Williams believes. He believes. And the city of Chicago is starting to believe. So shout out to Ben Johnson. The Lions continue to dominate. The Packers are starting to get back in the win column as the number one seed in the NFC. And they look very good doing it. Who else? The Vikings struggle. Had a close game once again. Hopefully J.J. McCarthy's back because they need him. They need him severely. The LA Rams dominated. London, obviously, we saw them. First real dominant performance, it feels like, from the Rams. They've kind of played with their food and struggled against a couple opponents, but they came out and they were on it against the Jaguars. Chiefs kind of back. Rashee Rice, they're back. They're actually back. The Colts, number one seed in the AFC, though. Dominated Chargers team as underdogs. And like I said, if you listen to last episode, that's free money. Okay. Done BSing. We're getting into the picks for next week. Starting off, this might be my worst pick, but I love it. It's like that lasagna. You look at it, you're like, and then you eat it, and you're like, ooh. Ooh. That's what we're saying this week. We're taking Chicago Bears plus the touchdown. We're taking the touchdown here. The Bears are, I'm pretty sure, at home or on the road. I don't know. It doesn't matter. First of all, Lamar Jackson hasn't even practiced in, a month almost, so there's that. He could come back rusty, and the Ravens' defense has a ton of injuries, man. They are banged up still. They are coming off a bye, but still. This Bears team is not a team to disrespect, even though we saw what the Lions did to them week 2 when they actually played a competent football team. I still believe the Bears are a quality football team and should be a playoff team this year in the NFC. I think they have that potential. They're only getting better. The defense has honed in. Love the Bears here. I love them plus the touchdown. Just don't think about it. Caleb Williams will lead you home, and they could win this game outright. Even if Lamar Jackson does, he may not even play. Think about that. He hasn't even practiced yet. It's not confirmed, even though it's very likely that he does play. Gotta think about that. There's great value there. Coming off a long injury. Gotta give me the Bears here. Gotta take the Bears. I like them. They have all the momentum. They have the vibes flowing where it feels like Baltimore is just starting to collapse a little with John Harbaugh. So you look at that. Give me the Bears plus 7 here. Now, another one will be a Sunday Night Football game. If you guys know where I'm going, good. Aaron Rodgers, Packers, one more time. I don't even know if he's played the Packers in his career. Probably has with the Jets. But this is a big game for both teams. The Packers still looking to hold control of the one seed in the NFC, and the Steelers looking to hold some teams off because Lamar Jackson could be coming. You have the Bengals. You have the Browns, who defense is just dominant. They keep losing games. These teams in their division are just going to keep crawling up on it. So you got to keep that in mind. And something tells me Joe Burrow's not done for the year either. Just keep that in mind with the Bengals. But I think that the Packers are going to win this game. I think they're going to cover. I think that the defense is going to dominate. I think Micah Parsons is going to have a big game. I know Aaron Rodgers' revenge game. A lot of people are going to back the Steelers at home here, but I love the away favorite here. I think that the Steelers' defense can't stop the run, and they are going to get completely gashed by Josh Jacobs. I think that the Packers have a ton of explosive players on the outside. They'll be able to make a bunch of big-time plays. I think that they can feed these guys, and I just think the Steelers are a team that is just not where they need to be against good teams. They're not very good against good teams, as we've seen in the past. So they're not going to beat up on any more good teams. So give me the Steelers to lose the game. Give me the Packers -3 here. I love it. Great, take the Packers here. Now, our last NFL bet of the week is another yucky one. Another yucky one here. And I kind of hate it. Here. But I also kind of love it. And let me talk to you guys really quick about that. Because you guys are going to be like, really, dude? Y'all are going to be like, this guy cannot be serious. And I am very serious. 7-point spread here. Browns, Patriots. Give me the Cleveland Browns. The defense is going to keep them in the game. Expect a low-scoring game. Everybody's talking about Drake May. Drake May is the truth. Drake May for president. Drake May have my kids. Drake May's not doing anything. Myles Garrett is coming. He's coming. Whether you like it or not. He is coming. The Browns defense, great defense. They should be able to limit this Patriots team to not a lot of points scored, and I expect the Browns offense to be able to get something going. They are able to play complementary football, as we've seen in the past. I love their run game with Quinshon Jacobs. I think that they'll be able to sprint some runs. They'll be able to keep this in a nasty football game. I don't know if they'll win, but I do think that they will be able to keep it close and keep it respectable and keep it within 7 points. I think that they have the defensive firepower to do it. So give me the Browns +7 here. Now, that is going to be it for our picks. There's only 3 for this week in the NFL. Don't really love the slate too much. Not going to give out anything I don't love. But now, favorite segment of the show is Dogs of the Week, man. I can't wait to get someone else in here because it's going to be nice to have someone to bounce back ideas off of and just talk to about this stuff. But, a little side note. We're going to go to the Dogs. So, firstly, Ty Simpson has to be on here. He's been playing like the Heisman. I think he might be the Heisman favorite now. He's been balling, and he's been putting up numbers every single week. He also has turned around this Alabama team from that disastrous 0-1 start, beating 4 ranked teams in a row. The list goes on and on. His numbers are ridiculous. Ty Simpson, you deserve all the credit in the world. You deserve to be a dog. Now, another dog is going to be Chris Bell from Louisville. Put the team on his back, made a ton of big plays for Louisville. I think scored 2 touchdowns, so I'm correct, against Miami, one of the best defenses in the country. Really kind of exposed the secondary. We thought that Miami secondary was all that, and they were able to completely route them, short passes, and Chris Bell made a ton of explosive plays. So you have credit where credit's due. Chris Bell played a heck of a game. Now we're going to the NFL here, and we're going to go Daniel Dimes. Daniel Jones has led the most efficient NFL offense through, 8 weeks, 7 weeks. So you got to give credit there. He has been a leader. He's been absolutely phenomenal for them. Got to give credit where credit's due because Daniel Dimes deserves to be on this list. And now Dak continues to just completely outshoot teams. It is awesome to watch. The Cowboys are must-watch television at this point. And he got his weapons back. He performed. He made some big-time throws. So the most beautiful throws that you will ever see. Give me Dak here. Now, our last one is simple. You're down that much in the fourth quarter. 2 out of 3,467 teams, I think, have done it. 2, now 3. Bo Nix and Denver Broncos. The whole Denver Broncos team deserves to be on here because what a performance from the young quarterback. He made all the big-time plays, 2 two-point conversions. He scored, 4 touchdowns or whatever in the fourth quarter. That is ridiculous. That is an average of what? That's like 3.5 minutes per touchdown. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. What a performance from the guy. He scored, 35 in the 33, whatever, in the fourth. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous from them, guys. Bo Nix played a heck of a game. He deserves to be on this list, and he continues to ascend, man. The Broncos are looking very, very good, and no one wants to talk about him. Denver Broncos look like a very good football team, so you got to give credit there. Now, that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate your guys' support. It means the absolute world to me, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, I'll see you next week.